a tennis presentation. If you're new to my channel, you can find me playing tennis, giving presentations, etc. on the channel. But let's take a look at this guy here and
decision making. Very good.
See what he has to say.
Ideas? Do you want to watch it again? Can we play it just that one more time? Just have a look again.
All right, so
go back. No, just play it again, yeah, if you can.
They're not going to show this video.
Overthinking. You're going to be a really good coach. Overthinking. Any other ideas? Didn't read the game. Yeah, so watch again. Born able to make better decisions than somebody else. It's something that you can train, and it's something that you already see at a young age. I'm going to show you some video of some players, just these last three. Some players that I took down from online. They're not my players. But
so he's talking about decision making.
You have the shot you select to play.
All right, so we're going to get into some of his games.
Are you ready? And just kick the ball back to me. Ready, ready, ready. Pop. Go. White. Okay, ready again. Pop. Good boy. Again, ready, ready, ready. Pop. Good boy. Again. Pop. Good boy. Now, just before we start trying it, the reason why I ask him to stop with the outside leg, and you'll see this more on court tomorrow, is because I think the position of the outside leg is so important.
All right, so I'm going to stop him right here. Basically, if you watch my channel, you see a lot of this. He's talking about mini tennis. And stick with me, because this video, if you watch the whole thing, it's going to make a lot of sense, especially if you're a tennis coach or you're interested in tennis coaching. He's talking about mini tennis. It's basically a mini soccer game. And a lot of the stuff that you see the top guys doing comes from the small game, comes from small games. What are small games? And why is Fedesi so good at small games? Because this is what I did as a kid. This is what I was interested in. Furthermore, this is what I was interested in. One-on-one soccer games, two-on-two soccer games, one-on-one basketball games. What do all these have in common? One-on-one hockey games, two-on-two football games, American football games. Well, they all have this small space game in common. This passing a ball back and forth, shooting a ball into a small space, with basketball. And they all focus on this trading the ball back and forth with movement. And by the way, this is how you train the split step. Now, he's not going to really get into this, but you see the red ball with the, pickleball being popular, the mini tennis, the pickleball court, that's how this is trained. And people don't spend. The thing is, they get bored with it, especially when they don't have a lot of different players and they get bigger and stronger, etc. And you'll see later on here,
would you help me just to set them up on the other side?
They don't do it long enough. And like I said, they get bored with it. And people, tennis companies and tennis businesses don't want to lose players to other sports. But that's really what they should be doing, playing other games. It's almost like at the academy, under 12, this is what it should look like. These kinds of games everywhere. And then, of course, tennis on top of it. But tennis is still doesn't need to be the majority. Unless it's being played in these small game formats.
One coach here, one player here. Okay, that's it.
Now, I could make this a lot better than he's making it. I wouldn't even have him. To me, he's being too teachy.
Very good. Move.
Now, some players you would have to teach the skill, but most of them you don't. And that's why I would actually have two guys kicking the ball back and forth. It doesn't need to be this It can be more of a game. Again, you think about it. It's like I said, soccer game, one-on-one, playing soccer, one versus one, two nets.
Now, as a coach, how can we make this even more challenging for the players? How could you make it, if it's, they find it easy, how do you make it more challenging?
Well, you could score and have two nets on one net on one side, one net on the other side.
Make the distance wider. So, for example, can we do it again?
Make the space wider.
Time, I tried to score
Make
goals.
it a bigger court.
So the distance is wider. If I can put the ball past him, I score one goal. He has to stop with his feet. So like this. Are you ready? Tack, tack, tack. Move, move. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Pat. Yes. Pat. Good. Very good. He deserves a clap. Very good.
Now you could do what he did as a coach. That's all fine and good. But if they just play a game trying to score, that's what'll happen.
Go. Pat, pat. Yes.
All right, let's move on to the next one.
Stop.
And by the way, I'm not suggesting that tennis clubs do this because they can't. The customer won't. You can't play this. You can't do this all day. They have to play tennis. But that's why I do the mini. That's why I say the mini tennis. Because they don't need to do it they don't need to do these things. You can do it with a racket and make it look like tennis. So the customer's happy.
Make sure it bounces. Call before it crosses the strip if you can. No.
This is just literally handball. I used to do this. I literally used to do this over a net with the hand. They can see how they're throwing it back. He's trying to get too tennis specific. If you are gonna, like in my opinion, if you're gonna do this, you're gonna get real tennis specific. I would do it the minimal amount of time, and actually have them hit that red ball with their hand over the net, because it is possible and it's super fun. Like I'd have little mini nets. You could have little mini nets everywhere.
With perception. So what other perception do we need to look at? When you look at junior players and you watch them play, the depth perception is a really important piece to work on as well. So that's the idea, to read the distance that the ball and also the spin that the ball.
All right. See what he's doing here.
Too deep. So if he's a smart. Ready again. Ready?
See what he's doing here. They call people that can do this, or kids that can do this stuff without doing this, without him teaching, they call them talented. And to me, they're for the most part, they're just sporty kids. I wouldn't call them talented. But some of them are missing skills. And here's the thing. I still favor the all-around sport experience without the teachy stuff, because especially if they're young, because they'll learn the stuff eventually. All these kids are learning stuff at different rates, and it doesn't need to be so teachy. And he's talking about anticipation and stuff like that. I would still do mini tennis. When I say mini tennis, I mean red ball. I would still do red ball games, red ball competitions, red ball challenges. And you're going to see as this video goes on why you can't do that on other size courts and other formats. In fact, let me just skip to that. Like here, you could even do a mini game hitting the ball back and forth. And you can see I'm like heavily player centered for a reason. This is why I don't coach anymore. Because it's impossible to coach this heavily player centered without killing yourself and getting ridiculed by your peers. To me, it's just, this is exhausting work. It doesn't need to be done. Like trying to teach someone anticipation the way he's doing it. All right, let's see what he's got going on here. He's clearing everything out. And this is what I'm talking about here.
Not
You watch these kids.
warm. Okay. So this is kind of typical of what we do at the start of the sessions, okay?
Let me just pause him
Now,
here.
if you work out in the week, like
See, you can see if you just watch these kids. They're a little older. Watch the way the racket moves and all that. If you want to get rid of all that and you want them to look, you want it to look like a 12 UTR or a professional or college tennis, etc. It has to be some kind of competitive format. It has to be orange ball, has to be red ball. They're not you might see them do yellow ball. This looks like yellow ball. You might see them do yellow ball once in a while. It might look like that, but it's not going to consistently look like that. That's why it needs to be red ball and orange ball for as long as possible. That's where they're going to learn these skills that everyone thinks are the greatest skills in the world. They're not. They're just normal sporty activities. It's just that as the court gets bigger and we get to the yellow ball, it starts to fall apart. That's what you see here. This is falling apart. It's falling. Watch these kids play. Watch their movements. If you're a tennis coach, you're going to start picking on all this stuff. This is wrong. This is bad. He's doing this wrong. And it's not the kid. It's the format. And I say this as a little expert tip here. How do you know when they're ready to move up past orange ball, etc.? They're hitting so fast, back and forth. You think the center and those guys hit back fast back and forth? Watch one of these kids when they get too fast on a court. It gets so fast it's dangerous. It's like, whoa, it's way too fast. That's when you know they need to move up. That's the measurement. That's for the people still watching this long. That's a pro fantasy pro tip. You ain't gonna hear from anyone else. That's real experience. That's what happens. They hit so fast. The other hitting slow, they'll hit so fast back and forth that it's like this needs to get. This is too easy. It needs to change. But you want to know why their technique looks funny? That's why. Can't anticipate on this court. How can you anticipate the way this is? See what he's saying here.
Are you ready? So like this. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
See, now he's trying to teach. He's trying to teach what actually happens when the court is smaller and the ball is slower.
You get the idea? First to 5 points.
And this is what I say. Kids don't want to do this. They shouldn't have to do this. And this is what I say. This is why. Lost my train of thought there. Oh, this is why I talk about the technique lie and tennis pros that don't understand all this and stuff like that, because they want to teach. That's what they're there for.
So the key piece when you're training decision making with players is making players reflect, making the players, giving them opportunities to think.
Same thing, my opinion. They don't need. This is way too young to be doing this. Can you do it? Sure, you can do it. You can do it in a game format. There's no need to make them think. They think enough already.
Down the line, smart. Any other ideas?
So let's see if there's anything else here.
So already you start to think.
You want them to think. You put them on a smaller court
Okay, guys.
and an orange ball. They'll think.
I don't have so much time.
Make rules. Make certain rules.
Just to give you ideas, but you can do so many things in the boxes. For example, when do you approach? You know, when you go wide.
Here's the thing too. I'm not, and I said this before, I'm not against playing in the boxes and what he's saying is wrong, but it's really important for it to be a real court. It's just from my experience, it changes the way these kids, the way they play. When they're in the boxes, they feel like they're playing, oh, it's in the boxes, it's not a real. It's like changing mini tennis to pickleball. You have to give it a name, pickleball. You have to give it a separate name, separate rules, have its own little court, its own club. You have to do that, and people react differently. And you see that with pickleball. Look how much they made a whole industry out of it. They made a whole industry out of mini tennis. When the kids are playing, when they're playing here, that's different from an actual mini tennis court. They're always gonna play different, most of them.
Depending on the level of players.
Same thing when you're making these courts smaller. It's different when they're actually on a real 60-foot court.
I want you to play just cross court. I want you to play outside of this L. So if the ball lands in the middle of the court, it's a mistake. Okay, I'll show you how to score in 1 second. So I'll just let you warm up, okay?
All right, he's doing the middle ball.
Don't even tell me, why is this related to decision making? So just hitting the ball.
He's doing the middle ball. The middle ball game. This is a presentation, so he might be talking more than he typically would. Have to keep that in mind. All right, here they go.
+1.
Basically the middle ball. Here's your middle zone. He's basically doing the middle game.
Looks easy, but it's not. +1. Minus. You can go down the minuses as well. Okay, that's a minus. Okay, not easy. Not easy. So, as a coach, how do we make it easier? You could slow down the rhythm, or you could just make the L bigger. So, for example, let's change the size of the L. So, for example, if
He said bigger, smaller.
bring in the zone here, and I bring in the zone here,
He meant to say smaller.
And of course, if you're working on this decision,
or you can see he made the middle zone smaller.
So let's just do it.
Here's your middle zone.
Of course, you can do it on the backhand. You can bring in the in-to-out forehand, etc. as well. So let's go again. So +1, +1, +2, +3. Come on, 3 more. +4. Good decision. +5. 1 more.
So I could say a lot more about this. I'm going to leave it at that and just steer you towards my middle ball videos, because that's what this is. It's a broken down version of the middle ball training. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.